Hey, so it does look like we are live here, and I've lost my push to mute microphone button. Oh, there it is. It's just popped up again. Just move it down to its proper position. All right, beautiful. So we are back. We are playing Shapes 2, and I think there's a pretty good chance that we will finish off the main thing today. And when I say the main thing, I mean the milestone. So we've got this milestone, which we've already started a little bit, and we've got this milestone, which we haven't reached yet, and then we're going to get the manufacturer regular completion reward. And once we get those two, I'm going to feel comfortable enough to actually start working on the mega base proper, which, as I may have mentioned before, is going to be building a base that can take all of these outputs and process them fully. Because right now we are taking all 10 of these, but we're only, this one's doing 90 and this one's doing 90. And this one can produce 720. So we're doing approximately a quarter of the total capacity. So this entire base that we've built so far, this big mess, is only doing a quarter of what the actual hub can spit out. So we definitely do need to improve that. And this is nothing. This was just a demonstration of what our trains are going to look like next time. But yeah, for now, excuse me, got a little bit of a cough, which is not great. But anyway, that's very loud. I'm just going, it's not loud for you, but it's loud for me because I've got a volume control on my speakers. But anyway, we don't have much research left, actually. We just got wires, which we probably won't need for the mega base. And this one, which we will need, we'll probably need. And then platform capacity, which I guess we'll need as well, but we'll see. We may not... I mean, these are all random operator shapes. I don't think we're not doing this one yet, so we'll probably do this one, but I'm not sure if we'll go for the random operator shapes. But anyway, we do have, let's just double check that we've got the crystallizer unlocked. Be under painting. We do have the crystal generator unlocked, and we've got our crystal generator blueprint. Does 12 belts at a time, takes in 2 fluids. That's one that I generated from doing the classic game, so we don't need to design that. We've got that all ready to go. So without further ado, let's go and crack on and get these shapes going. So we've got 3 different shapes here that we need. And if we look at Mr. Trade Platform, looks like we don't need them in any sort of weird quantity. It's just like that. It's just 1, 1, 1, 1. And yeah, 1, 1, 1, 1. So let's have a look at what we're dealing with here in terms of throughput. Because these, I don't think these guys are running at full speed. Let's just, I always forget exactly how much throughput we got to deal with here, but I really don't want to have to calculate it all the way back, because I always lose track. So this is 180. These guys are going to be 180. This is going to be 90 because it just got halved. This is going to be 90. This is going to be 90. This is going to be 90. Oh, this is going to be 45 because we got to splice it together. So 45 times 5 is 225. We are really slowing down. A lot of the alternate recipes that we unlock later will stop that, because we were doing 180 per input belt and now we're doing 225 total between all 10 input belts. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. So 225. That's weird. This is doing 180. And these are 45 each. 45, 225. I'm pretty sure I did that math right. Maybe, let's do the math again real quick because I don't want to overproduce or anything like that. Okay, so we got 180. These do 90 each, so that's... So this belt is definitely 180. These are 90 each. So they get merged into 180. 90 each, so it gets merged into 180. Okay. This is confusing me a bit. So we got, so that's 90 plus 90 equals 90 plus 90, which is 90 total. And then, so this guy is doing 90, which means these guys are coming out as 90 for a full shape. 90 to 90, 90 to 90, 90 to 90, which then gets double, so that becomes 45. Yes, I had it. 90, 225. So we actually need 3 of these machines. I'm not sure why I only put 2 here. I must have been losing my mind at the end of the last stream, but yeah, we got 225. And this can't quite do 225, so we need 2 of these. Three, sorry, we need 3 total. Okay. Oh well, a little bit of a mix-up, but okay, that makes sense. And now we've got everything we need, and I'm actually not going to have this guy reversed anymore because that is just going to be annoying. All right. So 225 is just a little bit over 1 belt, so I guess we'll make 2 belts worth of whatever shapes we require here. $225. Okay. So we need red, white, and circles for this one. Yeah. Let's go over. We're starting to get a little bit full around here, but it's still not bad. We got red, white, and blue here. Circle over there, but we'd have to kind of cross over. I don't know if it matters too much since we're going to be rebuilding all of these stations, but still like it to be nice and neat. And we definitely, I'd prefer like a full circle somewhere. Let's actually have a look. I have a feeling we're going to want a full circle for a fair amount of these patterns, actually. It looks like a very circle heavy sort of deal. And some of them are grey, so we don't want a partially blue one because we may not be painting over it. Okay. Yeah, there's red down here that we probably could reuse, but okay. This looks a little better. So here we got red, blue, green. We got a circle. It is partially blue, but the parts that are blue are the top right and the bottom left. Which doesn't really matter because we can rotate whatever the hell we want anyway, but let's go ahead. I may want to make 2 shapes at the same time because we've got arrows here. This one needs a W. We got a W up there. Okay. Potentially we can make a semi-mega base here that does all 3. It'd be a bit hectic, but I reckon we can do that. Now this is... Go away. What milestone is this for? Pay night. Okay, that's a very interesting way of saying that. All right. Let's just put, I'll copy this guy, and we'll just do pane night 1 to 3, and we'll just put that shape down. And we'll see what we can do about making all of these guys, because it'll allow us to, well, we can reuse white a bit. Like this one will only need 1 white output, but we'll have 2 of them, so on and so forth. So we got a star over here, so we can put this one a bit further south, and we got a thing over there, so we can put this one a little bit north, and we'll try and put this guy right in the middle. We'll have to see how we go, because this circle is big, but it's not that big. So having said that, we only need 2, don't we? Okay, so we need to go over to here. And we need this. This one's producing 3. We only need 2. Maybe what we'll do is we'll do this one here, because we just need a, we don't need a full circle. This is just doing the bottom half, the grey bit. So we're getting tons of this research. That's the final unlock there. Might as well just get some platform capacity. Beautiful. We didn't even need to do any extra work. It's already there. All right. So there's those 2. And now we just do some crystallizing. And then we just need to have a pinned white circle on top of that. Where's my stacker? Oh, nope. So that'd be painter, painter, pin, pin. And then you like that. And then we just need to get these 2 guys like that. Try and save as much room on here as possible. All right. Now we just need to get some colors in. So we need 4 red. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, 4 red. I don't think we can get away with anything less than that. And then some whites. So research shape. Okay, never mind. I thought that was one that we were actually doing, but no, just a research shape. All right. If we do one more red here in there, then we can branch this off like that, and then we need blue. Or actually what we can do is then do it like this instead. Come on, autosave. Don't mess with me in the middle of playing this, please. All right. And All right, and we'll clean that up a little bit. And then we just need green, and green will need 2 of them. And that will give us a total of 2 white. Which I guess we need both for over here. Alright. No. Oh, it can't do both at the same time, can it? What we can do, go and then go back. And then it can split. You can't go down and split at the same time. But that definitely works. Alright, what do we got here? That looks pretty sweet. If we're doing them all in the one spot, we could probably get them to all share the same train. Okay, who wants to see a 12 by 12, well, a 12 train? Let's go ahead and do a 12 train, just for the fun of it. It's quite over the top, but we'll be seeing plenty of over the top trains later on, so we might as well start creating them now. Alright, don't need that, can build over that. We'll create 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12 wagon loaders. Not sure if I actually need 2 trains, but whatever. Alright. Alright, and that is how you split it evenly into 4 separate bits. And whereabouts are we? We're actually on the top. It's jumping across those successfully. All right. Done. Yeah, I really don't think we need to go for the last research shape, because there's like platform limit will be great. Oh, would you look at that? We're done. Except for platform capacity, we've done everything else. All right, beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay. That one. Goes up like that. Hardest part of this game is just when you're on the second level to figure out exactly where you need to go across so you can move down, because okay, got the right shape there. Beautiful. Okay, shape 1 done. We still haven't finished doing shape 2. I don't feel like it's stopping anywhere. I don't think that, like, it's stuck. It's just slow as. This is what 45 looks like. This is built for 180 and we're doing 45 instead. It's just, maybe we could merge them together sooner and use less of these, but whatever. They look a bit healthier here anyway. All right, let's get moving on. So what do we need for this? Okay, that's only 2 levels. Thank you, autosave. I could probably use this again. Actually, the spikies are down the bottom. So we'll do this down the bottom. Alright. That needs to go a little bit further up. What do you got for me? Nothing. Okay. So let's have a look. We want... So we don't want to cut it first. I want to rotate it to the right. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, let me just rotate to the right, cut it. We don't need another cutter. And that's just top right. And then we want to rotate one of them 180. Okay, you get down there. Okay, looks good. Looks very good. Now we just need to paint it and then colorize it. And get rid of all that. And we've already used all the white up there, so we need to create some more white. Not quite. You know what? I want them to be synchronized or simultaneous. What's the word again? Symmetrical. That's what it is. I want them to be symmetrical. Kind of still looks a bit jank, but whatever. Whatever. Maybe I should start building everything on the first level, and then I can send the pipes underneath them. But then you can't build, like, you can't build this stuff on the first level, so it would still look a little bit weird. Anyway, maybe when we get to the full mega base, we'll start to worry about stuff like that. All right. So we need a lot of white here. We need 2 for the painting and 4 for the crystal. And we need to change this slightly because, of course, we can't stack after we crystallize. We have to stack beforehand. All right, so we got to do this. No. Flip it, please. Okay. Done like that. Done like that. And then we've got this, which actually comes in here, jumps up. All right. And then you have to go all the way up there. And of course we have not left enough room to properly insert this. So we're going to have to do it a little bit differently. And we'll throw away a bunch of shapes there, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. No, I'm just going to be over like that. So they're split evenly. All right. So how much white do we need here? 1 to 6. Need 6 white. Oh, I completely lost it. I forgot that this was actually producing 6. This one's actually producing 6 white, and we're only using 2 of it. Okay, well, that was me miscalculating a little bit. I got the rest of the calculations right, but I way overproduced on the color. At least I think I did. Yeah. Well, no, I way overproduced on this module, but I'm still feeding in the right amount of colors. Alright. So we're feeding in 1 red, but we're feeding it into 3 machines. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Of course, there's one that's missing. So we're going to feed in 4 red to here, and we're going to copy this. And then like so. That'll produce 8 purple now. Although we really don't need 8 purple, to be honest. It's probably a bit overkill, but we'll do the same thing over here. One more here. And that'll definitely produce 8 white. And we're only using 2 white up here, so we can take the other 6 down here. One, two, three, four, five, 6. All right, beautiful. So we did a miscalculation for the first one, but it all worked out a little bit. And this one, we really don't need to do this. Although we, wait a sec. We only really need 4 here, don't we? I'm going to fix this up now. So we had 4. Okay, we had, no, here, all right, we only need 2 here. Let me just get my math straight. We need 2 here. And then we just need, let me get rid of all those. Get rid of all those, get rid of all the, we're just going to make this a little bit nicer. I've been copying that one thing that had 3 machines in it for way too long, and it's been just doing my head in. Okay. All right. And that means we need 2 over here. So 2 and 2 equals 4. 4 and 4 equals 8. And then we send 2 over there and 6 over there. Beautiful. All right. And we've still got 4 reds in addition for the 4 things there, and then we're beautiful. All right. We are back on track. I'm actually dragging a little bit. I was hoping to have both the milestones done today, but having said that, this next one doesn't actually require 100k. I really missed the classic mode has a multiplier, but this one doesn't. So you really just have to be stuck doing everything slowly. It's a massive pain in the ass. All right, let's go ahead, copy that and see what we can come up with. What are you giving me? A full star. I don't want a full star. I want half a star. Okay. Let's get this one, because I think that one was a little bit better. What are you giving me? Half a star. Beautiful. Slightly incorrect rotation. Let's see what we can do about that. You are bottom right. You are bottom right. All right. So, a little bit of a left, a little bit of a right. And now it looks beautiful. All right, so painter. And this is just going to be red on red. So what we can do here, actually, thank you, autosave. Maybe I'll change the autosave limit a little bit, but we can do, well, we can kind of do this. It's not exactly perfect because we don't actually need the stacker, but it's pretty close. And there we go. Now we just send that one over to there. Job done. And then we need 6 red. 6 red. Alright, beautiful. Oh, look at that. There's some red right here. We don't need red at all for the last ones, so there's no reason to not just take everything. I didn't screw this up, did I? Doesn't look like it. Alright, beautiful. What do we got here? Let me just double check that. Looks pretty good. And you are beautiful. Which also means valid. Alright, we've already got a few of these going through, which is beautiful. Alright. One more shape. It's all white. That's a lot of white, actually. Alright, we need 1. We can do smart, actually, because we only need to crystallize once for this entire shape. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and multiplied by 2, because we need a few of them. So, yeah, okay. So that should be pretty simple to put together. Okay. What are you giving me right here? Not quite. Not quite. Okay, so one of these guys, off the top of my head, just needs to be a 180. What are you giving me now? Okay, that's correct. Okay. And then these two obviously need to be white. And we're not going to crystallize them yet. What we're going to do instead is we're going to do a bit more over here. We need to do the colors a little bit nicer than this, but yeah. Painting a little bit nicer. Alrighty, so this needs to be pinned, and then we need to stack it. Oh, there we go. And we'll just do it like that. And of course we're not going to see anything yet, but here's where the crystallizers come in. And, oh, it's down there. Beautiful. All right. Alright, now we just need the colors. We need a full 8 white colors. Okay, and we need another cheeky little 4 build here. And alright, let's just get this going again. I might as well use the same ones. Like that, and like that. And then we need to get green from fairly far away, and we do need 4 greens, don't we? Yes, yes we do. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear my laptop in the background, but it is definitely not having a lot of fun. I don't actually want to put it over the train line. I just don't. I just don't want to. So we're going to do it like this. All right. That's going to give us a ton of white. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Alrighty. And that looks absolutely beautiful. So, okay, so we are done with this milestone. Theoretically, we're done. Assuming we didn't make any mistakes, we're done. This one should be on the way. We may still have made some mistakes with throughput, potentially. I don't know. We'll just have to see how we go. I don't think we've made any mistakes with throughput, but it's a bit hard to tell with all these colors and what they do and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we'll see how we go. But for now, let's go over to home. Thank you for zooming in. I really didn't want you to. Oh, we got the first load of these. Oh, not the first load, obviously. It's been going for a while, but anyway. Okay. No, it's a bit too soon. There we go. That's definitely the right one. And then let's just go all the way to the end. Oh. Okay, well I guess we have to go like that. Is that that is the right shape, all right. What am I doing here? Going for the wrong thing again. It's so difficult to figure out exactly what spot. Maybe if I do it like this, that makes it, oh, that actually makes it a lot easier. Okay. Maybe I should do that more often. I do like this view better. Like this view is just too plain, but this one is kind of nice. All right. All right, well, that's done. The next milestone to open this trade. Okay, so if you remember, we're doing 225. So next trade is going to be, we actually have to, it's not just its own thing, we actually have to mix it in. Or do we? Yeah, it looks like we do. All right. That's a new one. We actually have to mix it in with the existing shapes. All right. We also need to put a full one in there, but we do need to mix it in. So that one takes a quarter. So it looks like they all just take a quarter. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So the takeaway, and I really can't see this clearly because these are all grey, but I'm assuming there's 5 shapes here. One corner, all right, let's just double check. So we got one corner and then regular stuff. One corner and then regular stuff. 4 corners. One corner and then regular stuff. And one corner and then regular stuff. Okay. What that means is for 225 coming in, we are basically going to be able to do half of that, which is 112.5. Which means that we need one belt full of all of these shapes. All of these shapes we can only ever do 112.5, which is basically 180. So we just got to do one belt. Yeah, and then I guess we'll need outgoing trains going to wherever these shapes are going to be created. Well, or we can assemble them on site. No, see this one we can't assemble them on site. Oh, we could. It would be tricky though. It would be very tricky. That's going to be a challenge for the Mega Base actually, but yeah, I mean we could. That one's dead easy. This one is not too bad. This one's a bit tricky. We'd have to ship in like the bottom two as one shape and then the pinned circle as another shape. And so we'd actually input two shapes and then put them together at the end. Same deal with this. The circle and the pins we do as one shape, and then the arrow and this thing we'll do as another shape, and we'll send them both in and then we'll stack them all up over here. You know what? I think we do that. I think we definitely do that. Where's the output of this thing? Alright. Okay, so that's going to take a whole while to go through. We can't even build the vortex input yet. So let's go ahead and let's go and start working on these wacky shapes. So it actually displays them a lot clearer here. But the trade I'm pretty sure it just needs one of each. But it is a bit hard to tell. But yeah, I'd say just one of each. Alrighty, so I think well, let's put it this way. We're going to have all the shapes created by the time we finish this stream. Whether or not we actually get the token, probably not, because we're just going to be sitting here for ages with these guys cycling through and us just having to sit there and wait for a very long time. Maybe we can build the 5th operator shape. Maybe it'll speed up our platform capacity, which will be nice, because I have a feeling that, yes, it is platform capacity of 50, really? Just for this little building? That's a lot. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to need a lot of platform capacity. We will get a fair amount, because I only get 125 per level. That's very jank. Okay, we're going to need as much research as possible then. Probably won't do the random shapes, but yeah, we'll probably need to keep these guys ticking at a fairly decent rate. So we'll probably will need the last one so we can bump the research up, because that's just going to keep doubling and doubling and doubling. And we're still only getting 2,000 research credits per level, which is aggravating, because in classic mode you're getting 5k per level at this level, and it's just so awesome. And then again, at this stage, you've probably got like 9 or 10 operator shapes. So you're just drowning in research credits at this point. Okay, well, unfortunately, we can't tag these. I'd love to be able to tag them early, but you just can't. And these will take a little while to pop out. All right. So we need... All right, let's have a look. Maybe we can do all of these in the same area. So we need all the different shapes. That's a given. Square and a complete square and circle, a W and a star would be nice. A lot of pins, a lot of weird colors. Yeah. Let's look for once again, it seems like a complete circle is going to be a very useful thing to have. All right, here we go. Lots of colors, complete square, complete circle. Do we have any gray circles? A little bit of gray circle. We can work around that with this shape. That shouldn't be too hard. A 3-sided W, that should be good enough. Yeah, 3-sided W, that's all we need anyway. 2-sided W for over here. Star, we don't have a full star, but a 3-sided star. We've got a full star over here. Okay, so this is looking like pretty good. Blue is a little bit scarce. We only got one blue thing, but we got plenty of green, so we can use green as the final color when we're mixing white, and that should be fine. We got this. All right. Okay. Yeah, 50k for 50k. So that'll be a nice bump in our platform limit, but It's going to take a while for us to get there. I really wish there was 5,000. Anyway, let's get rid of that. And then this is going to be... well, it's basically Vortex GA. And which one are we going? Oh, might as well copy this one. Vortex GA all. Whatever. Okay, so we're doing pretty... I thought we might not make it, but we're definitely going to get all the shapes done anyway. Let's have a little bit of a look over here. What do we got going on? That's going pretty sweet. Already got that stuff going. Very nice. And this one's going as well. This one is only just started, but it's got there at the end, so that's very nice. Home, and if we go all the way over here... A train isn't dropping too much off. Oh, no, here it goes. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to respawn one of these trains. So they'll kind of be a 180. So one will be down here, and the other one will be down the other end. And that'll be a little bit of a nicer split. Although, having said that, our cargo capacity is 6, so realistically we could just delete one of these trains and we'd be entirely fine. But anyway, I tell you what, I'm starting to get a little bit tired of just doing these little builds here and there. It's just like, oh, we got to build this. Oh, we got to build this. Oh, we got to build this little thing here, there. Oh, look at this. We got another thing. Well, we got another white circle on stilts. Whoop-de-friggin' do. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit old. But then again, we are at the very last milestone, so we will just push on, and after we push on through the last milestone, then we're going to do the mega base, and it's going to be an entirely different way of playing. We're not going to have these little mini builds anymore. We're going to have mega base builds, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. All right, so let's get a little bit of a white setup going on here. So for this shape, we need 2 white. We might as well do a full 8 white build though, just because we can. There's a nice little thing for 8 whites. Okay. And what did we say? We said green. Yeah, green will be our finishing color. Because we got so much of it. Alright, beautiful. Okay, that's one of the quotas complete. Another one's on its way. And luckily the one we built last needs the least amount. I didn't really do that on purpose, but it kind of worked out that way. So anyway, we are building the first one. Alright, so this time we will be doing it on purpose. We'll be doing that one first. Okay. So let's have a look here. I really wish I could pin this early. I really wish I could. But you just can't. Alright. White circle and then pin it. Alright. Alright, that's using two of our 8 white colors, and then we need Let's take a step back. Take a step back before I get too carried away. We only need one of these. We are no longer building 360. We're only building 180. So we only need one of these. Technically, we could build more and get the gold done quicker, but it's going to be wasted later on. So yeah, technically we just need one of these. So we don't even need this. We are just simply building a single thing now. All right, I gotta remember that. We'll still build 8 white because why not? But we only need one of these. All right, and then we just need a circle like that. And how do we get a circle like that? One of these setups should be able to do it. Once again, we don't need that. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's not doing anything, is it? How is that not doing anything? Yeah, it is. All right, it is doing something. All right. What do we need? We need it in the opposite rotation. Okay. Okay. You are correct. You are not correct. Rotate 180. And then we need a white pointy. Alright. So we should be able to do that using something here. And the white pointy needs to be at the top right. Alright, so all we need to do is cut, and then we need to rotate in the other direction. I think we're rotating right, there we go. And we'll paint a little bit closer, since we need to get a little bit closer anyway. Okay. I'm breaking my... Actually, no, I'm not going to break my normal rule. I always like the belts to go underneath and the fluids on top. That's just what I like to have happen. It's a little bit awkward here, but we can just do it like that. All right, beautiful. And despite appearances, these actually need to be on separate belts because we're going to join them up later. Oh! I wonder what actually happens if we join them now. It might just work. I think the pin dropped. On the bottom right, the pin dropped all the way down to the bottom layer. It didn't stay stuck on the second layer with the rest of the pins, which I guess makes sense. All right. So that means that we can't join them up yet. We have to wait until we get the other shape down the bottom. All right, we got some white shapes starting to come across. Okay. Now we need so little of this product that I'm just going to have it be one train car per section. So we need 2, 2, 1, 1. All right, so we need six train cars. We probably could do 12 and then have 2 per section, but I mean, if we have a look at this, right? Well, come on, autosave. Yeah, look at this. We definitely don't need the full cargo capacity, so let's just do 1 per. Okay, and you know, I'm going to be ultra stingy and just do 1 train, because yeah, we're really just going completely over the top with 2 trains. That was not necessary, but anyway. All right, you guys, We cannot merge the belt as much as we would love to merge the belt because you just can't. If you merge the belt, then you can't effectively split it off later. Like we may be able to do some circuit logic thing with a platform to say split these off in one direction, blah, 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 yak, yak, yak. And maybe if we were in Mega Base and we were running low on platforms, we might do that. But the problem is you can't load two different shapes on the same load station. Did I build unload stations by accident? I think I did. That's slightly embarrassing. Okay. Anyway, that's what we need right there. Come on, guys. You're so close to being finished off. And then we can actually build the Vortex, whatever it is. The Grand Vortex Assembler, I think it's called, and then we can actually start sending off whatever we need to send off. Alright. And then we can actually see these shapes in the thing, which will be nice. Alright, we actually do need another white circle. Another white circle pinned. It's quite funny, because I had another one being built here, and I was like, oh, I don't need that. But we actually do need it. Let's build that here. We can send that down to the bottom. And there's our white pinned circle. Hang on a sec. This top bit and this top bit are actually the same shape. That's crazy. Alright. You know what? I am actually going to put it in different carriages. So then it'll line up a bit nicer. Because we're compressing it into two belts here. We'll split it into two belts on the other side. Two carriages, I guess. And then it'll be lined up nicely. So what do we need here? A full blue and 3/4 of a grey. Okay, all right. Well, we got our 3/4 of a grey here. Let's just do something like that. We're going to need to chuck these apart. So 3/4 of a grey, everything but the bottom right. Well, that's very helpful. Everything but the bottom right, he said. All I'm getting is bottom right. All right. No, I don't want to rotate you right. That does nothing. Rotate you left. No, that's not... Damn it. My brain is fried at the moment. Okay, rotate right. Rotate right. There we go. Alright, so this needs to be bottom left. Okay, rotate right. Oh, we got the milestone done. And we got the shape correct. Alright, beautiful. Unlock. Thank you. Give me that vortex. And we've got the shapes there. Beautiful. Alright. Let's go back home. Let's start ticking up these guys. Okay. So again... Wait a second. YK? Oh, it's unwashed. Or it's unclean. It's unpolished, whatever. You are YK. You are YK. Okay, so it stays unpolished. We never need to polish it or anything like that. I'm not sure if we even could polish it, but whatever. It just stays unpolished for the entire way. It looks a little bit different here, but anyway. Okay. Trades diamonds into refined penninite. Alright. Thank you, autosave. Alright, 225 is what we're getting, right? Yep, 225. And we're going to send half of that to the Vortex Grand Assembler, which does 90, so we'll need two of those, because technically we're getting 112.5. Alright. So, We'll send one off here and one here. And then you go there and you go there. And later on we'll use this for, we can actually do that now. Cut, 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 and then, oh, whoops, rotate left and rotate right, and then you guys need to be rotated right. No, you need, okay, all right. What are we doing here? Well, I'm losing my mind. I'm not sure what you guys are doing. All right, we almost had it. All right, so these two need to be rotated. And you need to be rotated. You can't see it, but I'm turning my head to indicate which way they need to be rotated. All right, beautiful. Beautiful, okay. And we do the merge because if we don't do the merge, then the cutters sometimes get desynced and slowed down and stuff like that. So we always merge all of the cutter outputs after rotating them to be the same. We always merge them into one belt, and then we can split them out and rotate them the way they want, and that way the cutters work beautifully. All right, beautiful. So we're starting to tick down there. Excellent. And we might as well make the station here. It's going to need to be a little bit of a factory, so we'll give it a little bit of a room. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm so lost. Where's my rail? Okay. That is nowhere near where the actual thing is. Alright, it's down here. Alright. 3. Let's see if we can find it. Alright, that looks pretty good. I can't remember exactly which order the shapes come out. I think these two are probably the ones we've already done. I'll worry about that later. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to get this set up at home because this one takes 75k, so it's better for us to sort this one out first. Alright. So, alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves a little bit more room to work with. Okay. So, this is going to be this one, and this one. You go over there, you go over there, and then we need rotate right. I'm actually going to put these at the second level, and then I'll just sort of send them all over the place. And we're good. Alright. Oh, where's the input for this one? I feel like... Oh, no, that did not work. That did not work either. What is going on here? I am absolutely losing it. Absolutely losing it. All right. I really feel like making these, like making this one reversed. So we got a nice kind of reversal on the belts kind of thing. I'm not sure if we got enough room, but that should be fine. Okay, so that's the first one done. The second one, we don't have everything we need, but it's pretty much going to look the same as this, except slightly different. and slightly, well, pretty much the same. Let's put it over here. And we're going to need to do a little bit of belt snaking. And then this one is going to go here. And then this one is, doesn't need to be rotated at all. All right, beautiful. Yeah, okay, let's... Well, we can't do it that close. I think we have to do it out here. And then... Beautiful. All right. Let's go ahead and start making this one then. We were getting to it, but we weren't quite there yet. All right. That looks good. Now we just need a stacker. Like that. And then this one goes right here. And now we need a blue square. A very, very simple blue square. We could go all the way over here for a blue square, or we could just go here and just stack one. I feel like we're just going to go here and stack one. All right, rotate right, rotate left, stack, stack, paint. Where's my painter? Where's my blue? Blue's all the way over there. All right, let's go and do this a little bit closer. Okay. F, thank you. Only need one color for this one. And I'm very, very aware that we still have like 5 whites over here that we haven't used yet, that are just waiting to be used, but that's all right. I'm happy to just have them sit there for a little bit. We're going to use 3 of them over here, and then that's probably all we'll need. All right, and over here it's producing purple, which is useless. We could rearrange it slightly so we produce some yellow and then use a bit of that, but it's too complicated. So that should be it though. Yeah, that should be it. If we go home, maybe I should have a tag for over here, but whatever. Oh, what's gone wrong here? Oh, I see, I see. Okay. Never mind, that was my bad. Okay, that looks much better. All right, now we'll do the 45k one. And yeah, we're absolutely speedrunning our way through these. All right, so we need a bit of white. We might as well crystallize the bottom before putting the rest of it on top of it, because why not? So we need a half W. This is not a half W, but it's almost a half W. And we just need to do this again. What are you giving me here? Bottom left. All right. What are you giving me here? Bottom right. Okay, so that means we need one to go right, one to go left. Thank you, autosave. I see you right there. I can see your incoming. A little bit of a gap. Obviously, we're starting to build a real base here, which is why the autosave is annoying me. Okay, paint, and then crystal. And I'm not sure where the star is going to come from. There's definitely a star around here somewhere, but it might be all the way over there. Or we could do that and not even need to paint, but that's a bit far away, so we probably won't do that. Now, we'll worry about it in a bit. For now, let's get this over, and we can just do it like that. Nice and smooth. And that gives us our beautiful white shape. Now we just need... Okay, that's too good to pass up. Look at this guy. That is just too good to pass up. Okay. Now, what are you spitting out? Green at the top right. If we get rid of that, green at the bottom right. All right. That's beautiful. No painting required. So, green at the bottom right. So, rotate once, rotate 180, stack, stack. Yes, it looks a bit... Actually, no, that's not going to work, is it? There we go, that's a bit better. Looks very nice. And then stack right here. Line it up. Oh, beautiful, that lined up. All right, that goes on top, that one goes over there, and that one goes in there. And now, oh, we're actually starting to see a lot of shapes here, okay? Maybe I do need a second train. Because that, okay, that's quite a long trip. That's usually why I put a lot of wagons. All right, I think a second train is definitely required over here. All right, this one's just a simple, very simple thing over here, and then what was it? We need one at the top right, which is just a simple rotate this way. Beautiful. And then that's not going to work, is it? Ooh. Might have to. We'll have to go up to the third level. I don't like going up to the third level, but in this case, kind of necessary, I guess. All right. Anyway, we've gone up to the third level. We could go around here, but whatever, it is what it is. Or we could take the split to this way further back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that there. I'm going to do that there. And then we can fix this up. And that looks a lot nicer. And then what we can do is we can do this. And look at the symmetry there. Look at that beautiful symmetry of belts. They just come up and they all go down and they all go beautifully. It's so wonderful. All right. Now we just actually need to get this done. Okay, so we just need a half W and a half yellow star. Thank you, autosave. You know what? I'm just gonna let's just do that 10 minutes. I still want a reasonable autosave, but yeah, 5 minutes was killing me a little bit. And if we do this, and then what do we need here? What do we need there? Oh, we don't need anything. It's already in the right configuration. Beautiful. All right. One more shape that we need to do, and then we are done. And I mean done with every single milestone in the game, which is awesome. All right. Give me a half W. You are already the exact shape we need. You are absolutely beautiful. We don't even need to paint this. Let's just go. I'm over this bridging stuff. I'm just whatever. Don't care. All right. We need a pointy. Might as well use this one. What are you going to give me? Anything good? Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Needs a little bit of tweak. Bottom right. Bottom right. All right. Let's flip this 180. And this one doesn't need to get flipped at all. And suddenly we are good. All right. So we need yellow, which is red and green. Red and green. And we only actually need one color mixer. And we didn't end up using most of that white. We used 6 of it. We created 8 and we used 6. Okay, so this is still decent. And here we only really need 1, so. That's all right, we'll hook both of them up anyway. All right. Red and green. And we definitely only need 1 of each. I wonder what would happen if you mix 2 colors together in the same pipe. I mean, you'd probably end up with all sorts of weird colors coming out. It would be crazy. But anyway, what have we got here? Oh, what have I done? What have I done? There's blue in here somewhere. Damn it. I was not thinking straight. All right. I said red and green and then I went straight ahead and I hooked up blue. That's just my mistake. All right. That should be good now, and what we'll do is we'll select all of this and press the I button to clear the contents. I'm pretty sure that pipe got nothing in it, but just to be on the safe side, and then the yellow, and then we do this, and it doesn't really matter the order of these guys because they both come out the same. And then we just need to pin them. Alrighty. And then we're done. I think we're done. We're 45 minutes before the end of the stream, and we are done. And let's have a bit of a look here. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this one's already ticking down, so that's great. So we've got this final shape that we can do, and I think we said we wanted to do it because research points are at a bit of a premium at the moment, and we definitely, I'm not sure how many platform points we'll need. Let's put it this way, we're using 20,000 out of 38,000, and our base is currently running at 25% of its full capacity, probably even less than 25% because we're not using the optimum recipes. Once we start using the optimum recipes, our base will need to be bigger to handle the better output of some of these recipes. And yeah, so we're going to need a ton of platform points. So yeah, so I reckon we'll definitely need to get to 50k, but then again, 50k may be enough. I'm not sure if we'll have to get all the way there, but regardless, I think we will get all of these researches done. We'll keep all of these researches going, I guess I should say. Ooh, we got the first blue. Very nice. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a drink for a second. That's a bit better. All right. So yeah, we'll leave that ticking along. Let's have a look at the previous one. All right. looking pretty solid. A little bit of that one is falling apart, but that's kind of expected every now and then. This one looks pretty solid. This one looks pretty solid. So it was the middle one, the one with a bit of grey in it. It's looking alright. It's not looking fantastic. What's going on over here? Looks solid. Okay. Look, we all make mistakes. I mean, it's just a thing that happens sometimes. We all make mistakes, but there we go. That explains why it wasn't quite as solid as I thought it would be. I got to say, I prefer that being a problem than something else. Something a bit more serious. Let's have a look at the rest of them. Look at this weird little gap in here. I don't think that's an actual gap in our processing. I think that's just one of those weird gaps. What's going on here? Oh, for some reason I thought they were missing a group of 4 belts here, but no. So you see these weird little gaps here. I don't think they're actually processing gaps. They're what you call, I've talked about this before, they're performance gaps. So your machines, they kind of run at 100%, but this thing basically runs at like 95% when you're not looking at it. In terms of keeping track, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I think, yeah, it runs at maybe not 95%, more like 99.5%. It runs at 99.5% when you're not looking at it. And if you come from halfway across the map and instantly zoom in and start looking at it, some of that 99.5% will be visible on a few belts. And then if you just keep watching it for a minute, it just clears itself up, which is very weird. And I think that does kind of translate into the actual speed of some of these guys. Of course it's not showing statistics, because that's just unhelpful. It's very unhelpful. But yeah, because just looking at statistics is a very, very big part. What are these guys doing? 8,000. I think 8,640 is what we said those two should be doing. 8,640. And see, they're still a little bit low all the time. So that's probably that 99.5%, which is just slowing it down the tiniest amount, even though it's built perfectly for 8640. Sometimes it reaches it. I mean, if we actually sat on the machines for like 5 minutes and watched them like a hawk, it'd probably go back up to 8640, but because we're not watching them, it's a little bit slack. But anyway, we're going to keep an eye on this stuff a little bit. We're going to make sure that it's all working correctly. I mean, you can just right click and it shows the shape that's going through, and that kind of already tells you it's working correctly. But throughput is, that's what that doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you throughput. But I mean, our throughput is very hard to tell at this stage. See, that looks kind of low. Although it's actually no, maybe it's what it's supposed to be. All right, let's have a look at that shape anyway. The only real way to tell if the throughput is good is to look at the actual machine spitting it out. Look at this little gap here, 99.5%. Good. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. So it looks very slow when you're looking at it from a space belt level. Then it's just like, oh god, what's going on? What's happening? Let's get that one pinned and let's have a quick look at it. That's a bit tricky, actually. That's a bit tricky to make. Yeah, that's a bit tricky to make. All right. Well, we got 36 minutes. I think we should be able to make it. The reason it's tricky to make is because you can't just pin the white up twice and then do a colorizer, because there's two different types of crystals. And you can't just have the grey shape, pin that up and crystallize it, because then it'll put red crystals on the second level as well. So you got to do two different crystal operations. And realistically, what you got to do is you got to have a shape with like a single pin in it. And then you just crystallize that single pin. But it's a bit tricky to get a single pin with nothing else. It is a bit tricky. So I've actually got a module already that I swiped off somebody. Flat pins times 4. You basically put a shape into it and it spits out a pin. Now I could use it, but to be honest, it's just something I swiped. I don't really fully understand it. So what I might do is I might sort of demonstrate how to do it here. But then I'll probably use that module I just mentioned to actually do it, because we need it done at scale. And doing this at scale is kind of tricky. Let's just do a big platform. Why the hell not? Alright. Now I just need to remember how to do this. It's one of those things that you remember and it's just like a stroke of brilliance, but then you forget it. And then you're just like, oh God. That's why I swiped a blueprint, because I couldn't remember how to do it last time. But okay. All right, so I think I know how to do it. All right, let's give this. Actually, we might be able to do it at the high level. We might be able to. We'll see how it goes. It's not going to produce a full 4x4, but it's going to produce something. All right, so let's do it step by step. So we got like that. So we pin this guy up and then we rotate it right. Okay. And then what we do is we stack it on top of this one. Now you can see what's happened here is the top right is the one we're looking at. The pin has dropped down to the bottom. And the square is on the top. Now, I think we need to do a little bit more finagling. We've almost got it right, but we need to do a bit more finagling. So we need to stack these two. All right, let's see how that works. That's exactly what we wanted. So let me just sort of move this a bit out further. So when we got here, we got a triple stack, but the triple stack has nothing in the top right. And then we've got this shape, which has a square and a pin under it in the top right. And then we do this, and suddenly we've just got a pin in the top right and nothing else. And the reason this happens is because the square in the top right above it got cut off because of the 4 height limit. And then the pin just dropped down, and then you just got a pin by itself. Now, that kind of works, but it's only one corner is the problem. So we'd have to do this. Basically what we have to do now is we have to destroy, rotate right, and then destroy again. And we got a pin. And then we have to do this 4 more times. Where the hell are we? Where the hell am I doing this anyway? Over in Aqua 2. It's probably not the best place to be doing it, but... Anyway, then you join them together, and you got a pin. And you got a full pin layer. 12 belts full of a full pin layer. All right. Let's take a step backward. Let's figure out where we're actually going to do this shape. Now that we know how to do it, because basically you just do a red colorize of this, and it does a full red crystal layer, and you're all good. All right, so we need circles and a bit of W and star and a nice bit of color. Once again, we're searching for full circles, but the good part about this is we can put it anywhere because we don't need to train it in. Circles, bit of color, bit of star, bit of W. All right, this is a nice place. Copy it. Research, I think. Research. All right, so we'll call this Research 5. It does capitalize the name in there automatically, so that's fine. Alrighty. Where's our little sample? Or, yep, my game just started lagging as soon as I did that. Copying and pasting in this game is kind of a bit of a slow burn. Oh, that's so close. We'll just do that. I'm not sure if that shape was the exact same orientation to give us a pin. I would hope it would give us one anyway, but what do we got here? Okay. Should still give us a pin. Those two look correct. Yep, it does. All right. So we just got to and then basically we'll do a 180 here, a left here, and a right here. And then we can just hook these up to anywhere. It doesn't really matter which one they get hooked up to. We could probably do some pre-rotating and save ourselves some belts, but whatever. And there we go. There's a beautiful little red thing. That's a huge amount of guys to make a red thing. So I'm gonna actually delete this, and I'm just going to use the thing that I downloaded off the internet. And we'll just say that we did it properly. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly how much this gives us, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much. I think it only gives it out on the lowest belt, to be honest. But it does give a full stack. 4 times, and I think it does it twice. All right, so let's give it, here we go, just swiping things off the internet. So we're going to do that, and then that, and then that. Oh. Okay, that didn't work. You're supposed to be giving me pins. Why are you not giving... Does this one require... I think this one requires a full shape. Yeah, it behaves weirdly when you don't have a full shape. Alright, let's find a full shape. There we go, that one looks a little bit better. Let's give it a try. If it doesn't work the way it's supposed to be working, we'll just go back to our old design. But the problem is our old design was taking up a huge amount of space, and that was just for 12 belts. There we go, full belt pins. We got some pins going on. Okay. Now what we can do here is we can just reuse this awesome setup. No. Okay, you are just disappointing me greatly right now. There we go. So assuming it spits out an equal, I think it spits out 4 full belts here, 4 full belts here, and then we've got our 12 belts, and that's a lot more compact and easy to deal with. And then we might as well make 3 of these. We got plenty of red here. All right, so let's go ahead and crystallize 1, 2, 3. We're going to need a lot of this. 4, 5, 6. And then you need to be like that, and then you need to be like that, and then you are like that, and then you are like that. All right, that should be 540 of that red stuff per second. All of these guys are ticking along beautifully. Let's just go ahead and do a speed check on all of these guys. That looks pretty solid. This one looks pretty solid. I think we already checked the other ones. You look pretty solid. Yeah, I mean these all look. I think we already checked that one, and then yeah, you look very solid. Okay, beautiful. All right, so we are currently producing 3 of these. So we need a W up the top right and a star at the bottom left. Maybe we'll just do this. 3 wonderful circles, and all they need to do is be white. And let's go get some white over. Is that auto saving, or is my computer just slow? This computer's just slow. This will give us 8 white, which is way too much, but at the same time, it's easy to just copy a blueprint. Oh, and we actually are, we're going to need 3 whites, so we might as well, you know, get a few. Might as well do that. I know that's way too much, but What the hell's going on here? Oh, I see. It's the rectangles are actually flying above because it recognizes that I've got a building. I was just like, wow, that's some trippy stuff there. I thought it was like a different dimension or something like that. Anyway, yeah, because if you pick this up, you really don't notice it because it does rectangles above, and then this one does rectangles above. And when they're next to each other, it kind of looks a lot trippier. It looks like there's a second dimension, which it kind of is, but it really makes a difference when you've got these two mixing together, which we don't actually see very often. All right, so anyway, that's our white square, which will do a bit of a stack thing going on here. Stack thing going on here. Damn it. Mouse slipped. Mouse slipped. Alright. Might as well put down the donation station here. And then what do we need? We need... well, we need some colorizers. So we might as well put those down. And oh, not sure if we actually needed these extra ones actually hooked up, but and there we go, there's 6. I guess down like that and like that, and then they all go over there, and might as well put the stackers here as well. And then we can actually just do like that. And you go there, we don't even need to merge. Although if we were being really careful about platform points, we might merge, but and this is going to be a little bit weird because technically we're doing 3 at a time, but this one's going to get 50%. These two are going to get 25%. So it's going to take them a while to sort of sort themselves out. But anyway, let's see. Oh, this is actually a really nice shape. This is actually a perfect shape. What am I talking about? Perfect shape right here. Okay, beautiful. We just need to rotate that way, and we got a perfect shape. Alrighty. Okay. There's another one down. Well, that was only one down. We still got 3 more to go. Damn, these guys are taking forever. Alright. What are we looking at here? That's fine. It gets crystallized, it becomes green, and then it gets added, and it becomes a research shape. Excellent. So there we should have, let's see, it's 6,480 per minute. I was about to say per second, but no, it is per minute. 6,480 of that research shape being produced per minute. The first few we did 8640. The first 2 we did 8640, and then the last 3 we did just 6480, 3 belts. Anyway, that's done. We are done with every single shape. We're done with every single milestone shape. We're done with pretty much everything. every bit of the milestone, I guess I should say. And that is a very impressive... These are all green. That's probably a good metric to have, these all being green, because it means that they're constantly got all the right inputs going into them. Splitting these all out, sending these all over, everything's green, it's all beautiful. I'm not sure that these actually should be green, to be honest, because they're getting 100 and... They're getting... There's 225 coming out. So they're getting 112.5 divided by 2, which is 56.25. So they're each getting 56.25 per minute times 12. And they're running at 90 per minute times 12. So I'm not sure why they're actually green. They should be fluctuating quite a bit. But, you know, whatever. Did you love how I just did that math in my head? I'm so friggin' smart. Anyway, let's double check. I think we're gonna... I'd like to keep this stream going until we're done with all of these. We may have to help it out a little bit though, because like this one is done. So we're gonna cut that one off. Just so we keep this stuff flowing as fast as possible. This one is done already, so we're going to cut that one off. Eventually this part will back up and it'll start sending more over in that direction, which will make it a little bit faster. This one's still going. This one's still going. This is actually the first one we did and it's still going, which just shows you what an incredible amount we actually need. But yeah, it's just these guys are just so slow. So friggin' slow. Although I think maybe they just sped up. Maybe we just gave them a kick to get them going a little bit faster, because this was not running at full speed, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't because of the right side. I'm pretty sure the left side was letting us down. But now the left side is picked up because we cut off those other two. These should speed up a bit, and then once this finishes off, we'll start cutting off more. And we should be good to go then. We should be good to go. These guys are definitely not backing up. But yeah, I think we might push the stream a little bit. Actually get this milestone cut off. If it takes an extra 15-20 minutes, I think I'm okay with that. And yeah, this station, look at it. It's got a ton of stuff. These two are looking a little bit dry. A little bit dry. Yeah, no, they're not doing too bad. Let's just triple check their output speed. Looks fine. Looks fine. This one. Yeah, it looks fine. I guess because these are the latest ones that got made, they didn't really have a chance to build up in the stations before we sorted out this. Whereas by the time we'd started making these, we'd already had the station set up to fully send them through, so there was really no stacking up. Whereas these guys stacked up for a while and then they just weren't being used that fast. But anyway, yeah, this one's got to be running, and it's one, what did we say? 180 per second, which is 2K per minute. So, well, this one should take 10 minutes, and this one should take about 3 minutes. And this one is going to take a while, actually. We may not wait for that one, because that one's just going to take forever. But we'll see how we go. Yeah, look at this. Look how slow these guys are, and we've still got 35K to go for this. And that one's been running for a while. So that one we can't increase the speed of it. I mean, this entire base is perfectly tuned for a certain amount of input. We can't increase the speed of this. We just can't. Not until we start building the mega base proper. So anyway, let's let's have a look at some stuff. We might be able to have a look at some trades. We'll have a look at a lot more trades later on, but the main thing I want to do... Alright, so first things first. This is a shape that doesn't contain any special things, and it produces a special thing, okay? This trade means that we have a functionally infinite amount of these special shapes, which means we can build a functionally infinite factory. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be producing any of these special shapes out of thin air. Our goal is simply to take the hub, the contents of the hub, and use it fully. It's not to make an infinite factory or anything like that. You're not working yet. Oh, as I said that, it started working. The very first one just came through. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. All right. So let's have a look at the trades, because we need to see if we can get some more efficient use. Like this is a 1-to-1. No alternatives. This is a 1 to half. So 2-to-1. No alternatives. This one is better. And it uses some crazy stuff over here. So we're going to have to do some really crazy stuff to get these shapes going. That's absolutely crazy stuff. We can start using the pin stuff that we just talked about. But that's 1 to 2. So that's a great ratio. This is a 2 to 3. Which again is a great ratio. It requires that stuff, but we'll just have to be using that crazy pin maker, which makes this not too bad. And this, we're going to have to start using the swapper, I think, to get this stuff. Maybe not. Maybe we can just do this with the cutter. That should be... This stuff, where you've got red on one half and purple on the other, that you need the swapper. You need to use the swapper to do that. So we'll have to start messing with the swapper. The main thing I'm looking is that we don't need anything crazy. Like if this one, green to yellow, suddenly started using blue in it, that would be a bit crazy. It's going to mess up all our ratios. Well, anyway, it's got a 3 to 5 instead of a 1 to 1, so that's good. Yeah, see, this one's a bit crazy. It uses blue and red. It actually uses 4 blue and 2 red to get that instead of 8 blue. So that's going to make this a little bit complicated because there's 2 red, 2 unpolished. This one is not actually that great. Let me just fix up this for a second. And then we'll get back to it. Okay. So you're done. So we can turn you off, get that backed up. And we're starting to see a lot of backup here, which means this should start. This one's already backing up. Okay, this is going to increase the speed of that by quite a bit. All right. Yeah, so I don't know if we'd actually use this trade, to be honest. Because here's the thing, right? In fact, I think this trade is bad. And let me kind of explain why this trade is bad. Because, all right, so an unpolished, no, all right, forget this one. This one's going back from polished to unpolished. This is stupid. So an unpolished to a polished is 1 to 1. Now this is also 1 to 1, which means that unpolished to red is 1 to 1. But when you use the alternate trade stations, suddenly you're going from 6 to 8, which is 3 to 4. Which means that because this is 1 to 1, it means that 3 unpolished is equal to 4 red. Which means that technically these unpolished are worth more than the red because you only take 3 unpolished and you get 4 red out of them. So if we have a choice between using 1 red and 1 unpolished to get 1 blue, or no, so 2 unpolished and 2 red, or 4 red, this is actually a better deal because this is effectively 3 unpolished. when we use this alternate trade recipe. This is effectively 3 unpolished, whereas this is... What is that going to be? That is going to be 3 1/3, I think. No, 3.5. I think it's... My brain is confusing me. Okay, so if this is 3 unpolished, then 2 of them is 1.5 unpolished. So these 2 red bits here are 1.5 unpolished. Then you add 2 more, and that's 3.5. So you can get... This recipe costs you effectively 3 unpolished. This recipe effectively costs you 3.5 unpolished. So this recipe is shit. And we won't be using it. And so the red and the blue are effectively the same, which means this is 6 corners versus 8 to get the same thing. So we'll definitely be using this. So this is the only quirky one because it takes red and blue. So we're going to have to do the math on that, which is not too bad, I guess, because every bit of unpolished we're going to be converting to polished and then converting it to red. And that means that we're just going to have to take some of that red and convert it to blue. So 1/3 of the red that we produce will not be converted to blue. It'll instead be sent over here to be merged in with the blue to make green. So we won't be converting every single bit of red to blue. We'll only be converting 2/3 of it to blue, if that makes sense. See, it's not confusing at all. All right, that's giving us a lot of research points. Still a fair way away from 50k, but I think we're definitely going to need that when we get there. All right, so that should be 1 more minute, and this is starting to speed up. I think we will wait. I think we will wait for the final milestone. It'll be a great way to knock off the end of the stream, and then next stream we can come in fresh and actually get a hold of all of our research and all of our milestones and the mega base and stuff. And we might have to rename this a little bit. I just want to make sure we're going to delete pretty much everything that creates the current milestones, because it's not going to give us anything once we unlock this. Technically, we don't even need to unlock this to do the milestone, but we're doing it anyway, because why the hell not? But yeah, we're going to delete everything. We're going to delete all the outlying stations. We're not going to delete the research stations. Those 5 are going to be the only things we leave running. But yeah, everything else we're going to be getting rid of. Okay, and you can just get deleted. And yeah, now this is just backed up 100%. And you can see the cutting still goes a little bit weird. It's like some of these are empty, some of these are full. And it kind of works out weird. But it does all, the throughput does all get done. And the only reason this is empty and this one is full is because we're not using the full throughput. If we're using the full throughput, these would both be running at full speed. There would be no reason for any of them to shut down. But anyway, that's fully shutting down. That's fully going. So we've got 225 per minute, which is just over 180, which means that it's approximately 5 minutes. So yeah, we'll wait for that to go through. And so we talked a little bit about the trays. Let's talk about the actual mega base that we're going to build. So I've mentioned this before, but basically what it's going to be is trains and then big modules. So right now we've just got little modules. Like this is a little module right there. Like this one over here is a little module. It's just doing a small amount of things. It's getting all this resources locally, so on and so forth. When we build the mega base, we're going to build big modules, and we're going to get our resources from everywhere. So we probably have a train that comes out here, and it'll be like a 10 train or something like that. Or actually 12 train will have to be, because this one it outputs 10. Well, having said that, it outputs 10, but it outputs each of them at 720. So it can be a 10 train, but we might need 2 or 3 trains actually processing that stuff. And then we'll send it off to a polishing station somewhere, which will be pretty straightforward. And then that'll do all the stacking, and then it'll put it together. And then we'll have another station, another mega base for the next step, and another mega base for the next step. And the mega base for, say, for red, it'll probably take in 2 trains, one with this shape and one with the other. And then this one will have its own mega base somewhere. But the mega base to build the circle on top of the square won't necessarily have to be built next to a circle and a square. We'll just build it in a spot, and then we'll train in the circle and square from wherever we need to. We'll build the mega bases, and then we'll train in all the raw resources from wherever we need to, and we can just get them from wherever. It's going to be a little bit hard because we're going to be mainly using pure resources for pretty much everything. Pure circles, pure squares and stuff like that. We could do a little bit of faffing around, but it's mainly just going to be pure squares. So we're going to say, okay, where's our first pure shape? So we're going to say, all right, we got a pure square. Okay, we're going to tap that entirely for the first square we need, and then we might also tap it a little bit for the next one, and then, or something like that. Or we'll say, okay, the next section needs a pure square. Let's go ahead and find the 3 nearest squares and just tap them all, and merge all those trains in and send them all to the same station, which we can merge. You can merge trains by using colored lines. So if you're merging 3 squares into one station, you just have one being a red train, one being a blue train, one being a green train. They all merge into one station, and they all just find their way out on the other side back to their original station. It's a bit easier when you've got them leaping into the middle of the vortex, because then they just respawn from their station automatically. You don't have to worry about them merging or using different colors. You can have 20 different trains merging into the one line, which is what the end of Classic usually ends up looking like. But yeah, in here there's no vortex, so we'd have to use colored trains. And it's not like we're going to need more than 7 trains all going into the same station. At least I hope not, but I very much doubt it, because the bases, they're going to get more complicated, but they're also going to get smaller because there's going to be less throughput. Because, I mean, as much as we try it, the ratios are still going to get smaller. Although, having said that, this one goes 3 to 5, so that's actually a jump up. And this one goes 8 to 12, so that's actually a jump up as well. So we're going down, but then we jump up as well. And this one, that's doubling, isn't it? That's just a 2 up to a 4. That's doubling. Okay, so we're going down a fair bit, but we're also going up a fair bit. So maybe at the end we're exactly the same. Anyway, we're done. We're done with the stream. We're done with the milestones. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. That didn't actually unlock a new building, did it? No. There we go. Manufacture regular. I hit the claim button. The game is slowing down a fair bit. There we go. For some reason, my game really had to work for me to claim that. You're now the proud owner of the manufacture regular license. All right, that is absolutely fantastic. We are done. And next episode, we are going to get straight in to building the mega base. And we're going to start off next episode by deleting 90% of our base. We'll leave the research stations behind, but everything else will be completely and utterly blown away to make room for the mega base. So anyway, that's been that. This has been the end of the stream. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next week, same time. Stay tuned.